You think love arrives because you chased it, begged for it, or planned every detail. But the greatest unions are never hunted. They appear when resistance disappears. This wedding won't be arranged by effort, it will be summoned by alignment. People believe marriage is something you figure out. They plan timelines, imagine faces, calculate ages, and bargain with life as if love is a contract waiting to be negotiated. But the truth is far more powerful and far more peaceful. The marriage meant for you is not waiting for your control. It is waiting for your surrender. When the inner work is complete, the outer event organizes itself without stress, without anxiety, and without force. This is not laziness, this is mastery. When you stop clutching the idea of marriage with fear, it begins moving toward you with certainty. What is truly yours never needs to be chased. It recognizes you the moment you stop doubting its arrival. Love does not respond to desperation. It responds to readiness. And readiness is a state of being, not a checklist. The reason many people delay their destiny is not because they are unworthy, but because they are tense. They want love, yet they vibrate with lack. They desire marriage, yet they live as though something is missing. That contradiction sends mixed signals to life. The moment you stop needing marriage to feel whole, marriage finds you whole. This is not irony, it is law. When you relax into the feeling of already being fulfilled, life rearranges itself to reflect that fulfillment. You are not here to beg for love, you are here to embody it. And when love becomes your natural state, it must express itself through companionship, commitment, and union. This is why the most surprising love stories begin when someone says, "I stopped looking," not because they gave up, but because they stopped interfering. They stopped micromanaging life. They stopped questioning timing. They stopped measuring progress by calendars. Instead, they focused on becoming peaceful, grounded, and complete within themselves. From that space, the right person appears naturally, without chaos, without drama, without confusion. When alignment replaces anxiety, love becomes inevitable. You don't force a sunrise. You don't pull flowers out of the ground. You allow life to do what it already knows how to do. Your wedding is not something you will plan through worry. It will plan you through transformation. It will refine your patience, polish your self-worth, and strengthen your inner silence. Every season before that union is preparing you, even when it feels lonely, especially when it feels lonely. Loneliness is not punishment. It is training. It teaches you how to sit with yourself without running away. It teaches you self-respect instead of compromise. It teaches you discernment instead of attachment. And when those lessons are integrated, the next chapter opens effortlessly. The delay was never denial. It was development. Understand this clearly. Love does not arrive when you are perfect, but it arrives when you stop trying to prove your value. The moment you no longer chase validation, you become magnetic. The moment you stop asking, "Am I enough?" you become the answer. Marriage is not attracted to insecurity. It is attracted to inner stability. A calm heart is louder than desperate words. A confident silence speaks louder than forced conversations. When you trust yourself, life trusts you with greater responsibilities, including partnership. This is why imagining love with strain never works. You cannot build forever on fear. True union begins in ease. It begins when you can imagine marriage without tension, without urgency, without panic. When the idea of it feels peaceful instead of pressuring. That emotional state is the blueprint. Life does not respond to words, it responds to feeling. And when your inner world shifts from longing to knowing, the outer world rearranges with precision. The meeting, the timing, the connection, all of it aligns naturally. No chasing, no convincing, no proving. There will come a moment when you look back and realize nothing was random. Every closed door, every ended connection, every delay was protecting you. You were being guided away from the wrong hands and toward the right ones. You were being shaped into someone who could sustain love, not just attract it. And when the right person enters, there will be no confusion. Peace will introduce them before attraction does. Clarity will arrive before emotion overwhelms you. And that calm certainty will tell you, this is different. When that season arrives, you won't feel the need to rush. You won't feel the urge to impress. You won't feel the pressure to settle. The relationship will unfold naturally because it is built on alignment, not fear. The wedding will no longer feel like a goal. It will feel like a continuation, as if life simply turned the page to the next chapter without struggle. And you will smile, realizing that while you thought you were waiting for marriage, marriage was quietly preparing you. So stop watching the clock. Stop comparing timelines. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's ring. What is meant for you is already aware of your name. Your only task is to remain faithful to the state of peace, trust, and self-respect. From that place, life does the rest. You won't plan this wedding. You won't force this union. When the inner alignment is complete, the outer ceremony will appear, effortlessly, inevitably, beautifully. Love does not enter a life crowded with pressure, fear, and constant questioning. It moves towards spaces that feel safe, calm, and open. When the mind stops calculating timelines and the heart releases the urge to control outcomes, a quiet invitation is sent out. This invitation is not spoken in words, but felt as ease. Pressure signals doubt, and doubt disrupts flow. Peace, on the other hand, communicates trust. When you genuinely feel okay with your present moment, love senses room to arrive. It does not compete with anxiety. It replaces it. The absence of pressure is not indifference. It is confidence in life's intelligence. In that calm state, relationships no longer feel like something you must chase or fix. They begin to approach naturally, drawn to your stillness. Love responds to emotional safety, not urgency. The less you push, the more aligned things become. Peace is not passive. It is powerful. It quietly tells life, I am ready to receive without fear. Marriage is not drawn to longing alone. It is drawn to emotional maturity. Wanting something intensely while feeling incomplete sends a message of lack. Readiness, however, sends a message of stability. Becoming ready does not mean becoming flawless. It means becoming whole within yourself. When you no longer look to marriage to fix loneliness, prove worth, or fill emptiness, you shift into readiness. This inner shift changes everything. Life does not respond to demands. It responds to states of being. When readiness replaces desperation, events begin aligning without effort. You start making better choices, attracting healthier people, and recognizing red flags with clarity. Readiness feels calm, grounded, and secure. It allows love to grow instead of being consumed by expectation. Marriage enters when you can stand firmly on your own and share life rather than depend on someone to complete it. In that state, partnership becomes natural, balanced, and sustainable. Chasing love creates distance because it places the other person above you. Recognition happens when energy is equal. When you stop running after affection, approval, or commitment, you return power to yourself. This shift is subtle but transformative. Instead of scanning the world for signs of love, you become someone love notices. Recognition is effortless. It happens when you are fully present in your own life. You speak differently, move differently, and choose differently. People feel that confidence even before words are exchanged. Love does not want to be pursued out of fear. It wants to meet stability. When you stop chasing, you stop signaling scarcity. You begin signaling value. Recognition comes when someone feels seen without pressure, wanted without neediness, and chosen without force. This is how attraction becomes mutual rather than one-sided. Love recognizes calm certainty. It gravitates toward those who know their worth and no longer seek permission to be chosen. Your inner world is the silent architect of your outer experiences. When fulfillment exists within, life has no choice but to reflect it. Fulfillment is not excitement or anticipation. It is contentment. When you feel complete without conditions, relationships align naturally. You stop imagining love as rescue and start experiencing it as expansion. The outer union is not created by effortful planning, but by inner harmony. When thoughts, emotions, and beliefs settle into balance, circumstances follow that order. You attract experiences that match your internal stability. The people who enter your life mirror how you treat yourself. If you honor your time, boundaries, and peace, partnership mirrors that respect. The outer world is always responding, even when you are not aware of it. Fulfillment removes resistance. It tells life that you are ready to receive rather than chase. From that place, union unfolds smoothly, without struggle or confusion. Time is not the deciding factor. Self-worth is. When you stop questioning your value, timing aligns effortlessly. Doubt delays clarity, while confidence accelerates alignment. Feeling worthy is not arrogance. It is acceptance. When you accept yourself fully, you stop tolerating situations that drain you. This clarity saves time. You walk away sooner from what doesn't serve you and remain open to what does. Alignment happens when you no longer compromise your standards to avoid being alone. The moment self-worth becomes natural, you stop rushing outcomes. Patience replaces panic. Decisions become cleaner. Connections feel lighter. Life begins to cooperate because you are no longer fighting yourself. Timing is not something you control. It is something you allow. When inner worth stabilizes, external events synchronize. Meetings happen unexpectedly. Conversations flow effortlessly. Everything feels right because you are no longer forcing results. Worthiness unlocks perfect timing. What is truly meant for you does not demand exhaustion. Force is a sign of misalignment. Fear-driven effort creates resistance, not results. When something belongs to you, it moves toward you with clarity and ease. There is no constant doubt, no emotional roller coaster, no need to prove yourself. Fear clouds judgment, making people chase situations that drain them. But when alignment is present, effort feels natural rather than heavy. You act without anxiety. You speak without rehearsing. You trust without overthinking. Force says, I'm afraid to lose this. Alignment says, I trust what is right will stay. What belongs to you will not require you to abandon your peace. It will not demand self-betrayal. It will fit into your life without chaos. Fear pushes, alignment pulls. The right connection feels calm, steady, and reassuring, even during challenges. Some events in life are not created by struggle, but revealed through alignment. Marriage is one of them. When effort dominates, the experience becomes stressful. When alignment leads, the process feels guided. You don't need to manipulate circumstances or control people. Life arranges meetings, conversations, and decisions naturally. Unfolding is different from forcing. It allows room for timing, growth, and emotional readiness. Alignment creates flow, where each step feels like a continuation rather than a fight. You find yourself in the right place, speaking the right words, meeting the right person without planning every detail. Effort exhausts. Alignment energizes. When you trust the unfolding, resistance dissolves. The union feels destined, not because it is magical, but because it is natural. You realize that the path required less struggle than you imagined. What unfolds by alignment carries peace, stability, and longevity, qualities that no amount of force can produce.